We're here with Caden today. Caden, what's up?
What's going on, guys? Appreciate you having me.
Could you just quickly tell everybody, who you are, what you do, how you got into entrepreneurship, and kind of what your business does?
Absolutely. So I'm Caden Jaramillo. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm 23 years old. I run a sales coaching program, and then I also run a sales agency where we scale sales teams for high-ticket businesses. So super fun stuff. Been doing it for about 6 years now, and I got into this online business space because I went to high school with like a super successful dropshipping guy. So found this whole space through him, and then, found sales and just took it and ran with it, basically.
I love it. So what would you say the current state of your business is, just in general?
Good. A lot of expansion going on. So running around like a chicken with my head cut off, but it's fun, man. I like the chaos for sure.
All part of the game for sure. How would you describe the state of your business prior to working with Stacks?
Unorganized. You guys helped me. I remember when I had my initial call with Alex, dude, I had no idea what was coming in. I had no idea what was going out finances wise. I didn't know where my money was going. It was bad. So the books were particularly terrible.
You had a lot going on.
Definitely. A lot going on, dude, for sure.
I was just going to say, the accounting processes before you started working with us compared to how they are now. Why don't you just touch on that a little bit?
They're non-existent before. I started sales when I was 17. And so I just had my dad filing my taxes, man, until literally last year. This was the first year that I used you guys. And, night and day difference. Love my dad, but you guys were way better. But anyways, there was no tracking going on at all, man. I didn't have QuickBooks. Like I said, I didn't know what was coming in, what was going out, where it was going. It was insane.
What were some of the maybe misconceptions or what surprised you about finally making the choice to get some added help? Because I know you did have some help from your dad, at least on the tax side, but in terms of what we've been able to do for you, were there any misconceptions or things that you didn't expect to be included that ended up being included or as part of just the general accounting and finance aspects of running a business?
Yeah, for sure, man. Originally I just wanted somebody that could help me manage my books, so organize the finances, categorize things. So when tax season rolled around, it was just easier. But dude, and I'm not just saying this because this is an interview or anything like that. Genuinely, you guys have taken so much off of my plate. It's kind of bad. You've taken so much off of my plate that I only check our Slack every 5 days. And then I see that you guys need something from me and I'm like, shit. And I got to go, give you that. That's how much you guys have taken off of my hands. It's not even a worry of mine anymore. I didn't think that it was going to be that hands off and helpful when I first started. I knew it was going to be helpful, just not as helpful as it's been.
I love it. Yeah, and I think that's a great segue. A lot of people, when they're looking for accounting, CFO services, they think of it completely as far as a financial ROI, which there definitely is one. But I think there's just as big of a ROI as far as getting your time back and reducing your stress. What has been your experience with that?
Dude, 100%. I mean, just the amount that you guys saved me in taxes alone for 2023, multiple times I ROI'd on you guys there. But I mean, I value my time at a pretty decent hourly rate now. So there alone, you guys have saved me thousands of dollars too. It's been incredible.
I love it.
You also got married this year, or I guess towards the end of last year, which, funny enough, that factored into your tax situation. And I know it was kind of last minute, but that was a nice little benefit. It was just wins all around on that front.
That was, man. We got the baby on the way this year too. I don't know if I've told you guys that.
Congratulations. That's huge.
I love it. That's amazing.
So that'll be another one, man. Not that that's why I had a baby, but that'll be a cool benefit for sure.
It helps.
Yeah.
So if you were to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, whether it's an agency, I mean, because you're almost part freelancer, part consultant, part sales consultant, but you also run a coaching program and essentially an agency. If you were to put yourself in the shoes of any one of those types of business owners, what would you say if they ever came to you and went, hey, I need help with my books? What would you kind of tell them? Because that's initially how you ended up coming to us, which was initially for the books.
Yeah, I would tell them, pay Alex and Dylan whatever they charge you, and then I would also tell them that it's more than just the books. It's a lot more than just the books, for sure. Kind of like what I was saying earlier, that's what I came here for initially, like you mentioned. But yeah, dude, just the tax help. I have questions for you guys all the time, dude, which I'm so sorry about. I'm all over the place with where I want to put my money. Sometimes I'm looking at real estate. Yeah, for sure, man. Sometimes I'm looking into real estate. I'm looking into stocks. Right now, I'm neck deep in crypto. So even just being able to ask you guys that stuff, man, has been huge. I'm thinking of buying a house, so I was able to ask you guys like if buying a house has any tax benefits, which it doesn't. But just that clarity from you guys, being able to go to you rather than having to Google and get a bunch of different opinions is huge.
And it's tough because a lot of the times the answer is it depends. And even like you're saying about the house, right? Like there absolutely could be benefits to it. I think in and of itself, owning a home, there are benefits to it, especially, factoring in equity and depending on the vehicle, like if it's more of an investment or even selling it towards the end, like there's stepped up basis, ability to have additional write-offs on the capital gains on the gain of a house. There are benefits, but for sure, like for, a primary residence, definitely like tougher to fold into the business side. That's refreshing to hear because we do talk to a lot of freelancers and agency owners that, they do initially come to us thinking, hey, we actually just need bookkeeping. And then you find out that we say, sure, we could help you. And then the conversation ultimately turns to the 10 other questions that ultimately end up coming across their plate, which isn't just, personal finances. It's more, how can we actually like get our reporting structured to know how much we're making for each service component of our offer, but also where am I going to take this? Like, where am I making the most money? What parts of my business am I overspending? Did any of that kind of trigger your thought process of growth when you were taking a look at a lot of either when we were hopping on calls, going through the reports, or just getting a good sense of like, hey, we're trying to project out 3-6 months. Here's what we're looking at now. Here's how we can reverse engineer the future.
Dude, for sure. Like, I run a fairly low cost business. So like if anybody's watching this and they have a higher cost business, like even more so, but I have a lower cost business and that stuff still helps a lot. Like just projecting it out, seeing like you guys even have the cool I don't even know what exactly they're called, but in the monthly reports that you send me, you guys have these freaking cool metrics and these charts where it's like, you can see how much you've made on the year, what the month over month revenue growth is, what the month over month cash on hand growth is, or something like that. And that stuff's just so helpful to see, dude. It's also cool because you can kind of see I can kind of see the progress that I'm making on the financial side and on the income side too, which is sweet. So yeah,
that's definitely a big part of it too. I would say like that we need to mention more about and actually educate our clients about is like, it's so easy to just send a simple PDF like out of QuickBooks, but that's one of the reasons why we feel so strongly about being able to provide a good service is the fact that we tailor and customize the reports way over and above what you would typically see on just a regular profit and loss. Like you were just saying, we want those reports to be more visual, more easily digestible so that you can really internalize and digest those insights so that you can stay on offense with your business. And I think you touched on a really good point there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now that you have this, financial foundation, processes are dialed in and things are, we're just crushing. Where do you see your business going in the next 6 to 12 months now that this is, totally in place for you?
Dude, I think, sorry to you guys for this, but I think it's going to get crazy because we're going to make some hires. We want to hire, like on the coaching side, we're about to hire a recruiter. So we're going to get somebody on full-time salary and bonus structures and stuff like that so they can recruit for us. And, I think I want to hire an assistant here soon. So just like with hires and like, maybe at the end of this tax year, this tax season, like learning from you guys how to issue out like a 1099 or a W-9 correctly is going to just be insane. That's going to be so valuable. But a lot of growth, man. Like you guys give me a lot of peace of mind on the financial front so I can literally just focus on what I'm good at, which is just selling. I'm not good at the financial stuff. I'm actually terrible at it. I come from a bad financial background too, of terrible money habits. And, like none of us were taught to like save money or do any of the important stuff or pay taxes at all. So like peace of mind you guys give me to just do what I'm good at is insane.
That's awesome. That's really awesome to hear. I know we're sitting down now to have a chat, but let's get on a call at some point here and walk through the effects and, the cost benefit of those hires. Because that's also a part of it. It's like I was saying, the growth aspect. What are going to be the impacts of these decisions as you continue to scale up?
For sure.
And finally, if somebody was on the fence, thinking about hiring us, working with us, being that CFO, that partner for them as they grow, any like final thoughts that you would add?
I would tell them to go look at their bank statement and look at how much stupid shit that they've bought in the past like month. And then I would tell them to just cut back on that stuff to pay whatever you guys charge them. Like that's what I would say. I knew I needed part of your guys' service, and then I joined your service and I realized I needed like a dozen other things too. It was whatever the opposite of buyer's remorse is. It's like you join the service and you're like, oh damn, there's actually a lot more value I can get from these guys than I thought. So if you're on the fence, you just need to buy it. Pull back on some of the stupid expenses. Go check your credit card statements and pull back on some of it to pay these guys because it's worth it.
Wise words, man. Well, I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. We've loved working with you. We're excited to just keep continuing and growing and just scaling alongside you. So thanks for the time, man. I appreciate it, Caden.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you.
Yeah, this has been awesome. Appreciate your time, dude. Have a good one.
You too, brother.